fortunate one. Paradise must be won. Paradise must be won. Each day and each night, through darkness and through light, cry it out to the world. Spread the word. Spread the word of Islam.
Divorce is the last solution. 4 steps you have to follow, and Allah mentioned in the Quran. But if you decided after you've took these 4 steps, 4 solution, it didn't work, you have to make sure your wife is clean and you did not have a sexual intercourse with her. Then you can decide. So when you decided divorce, give once divorce. Divorce is the last solution. Now when you decide to divorce, when shall you divorce? You have to make sure, my brothers, that your wife is clean. And that means she has no menstruation. And during this period of cleaning, you did not have sexual intercourse with her. If she's clean and you had sexual intercourse with her during this time, your divorce is invalid, is bid'ah. Anytime you want to divorce your wife, God forbid. All right? But if you decided after you've took these 4 steps, 4 solutions, it didn't work, you have to make sure your wife is clean and you did not have a sexual intercourse with her. Then you can decide. And don't say you are divorced twice or 3. Say once. Say you are divorced. 1. Be wise. Be careful as a man. Remember remember those behind you. The innocent children, the people, they one who going to pay for that. Your children will pay for that, my brother and sister. Your children who they're going to suffer. So when you decide to divorce, give once divorce. Only divorce, 1 divorce, not 2, not 3 in the same time. Rasulullah was very upset from one of the Sahaba when he came, I gave my wife 3 divorces. He said, are you playing with the Quran? I am with you here, I'm still with you. I am still with you, I did not die yet. How come you play with the Quran? How come you are actually misusing the Quran? He got upset, Rasulullah from the Sahabi, because he told him, I gave my wife 3 divorces in once. Once you give divorce to your wife, then you don't tell her, go home. You have no right whatsoever, my brother, to tell her, go home. You are not supposed to tell her she has the right to stay in your home 3 cycles. Al-Iddah. She have the right to stay in your house 3 cycle menstruation. And during this 3 cycle, you have the right to come and talk to her and bring her back to you as a wife. But you have to have 2 witnesses. You have to bring 2 Muslims. Tell them, I want you to witness that I bring my wife back. That's it. But if you waited until 3 cycle menstruation finish, she is divorced. You still can bring her back, but with a new mahar and with a new contract. So if you want to bring your wife during the first divorce, bring her before she finishes 3 menstruation. Before the 3rd menstruation. Once the 3rd menstruation is over, you still can bring her back, but with a new mahar and with new contract. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن واحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة. That's what I told you, brother. Once you divorce her, you have to give her iddah, 3 months cycle at your home. And he said, Allah said, ولا تخرجوهن. Don't force them to get out of your house. You have no right whatsoever. As whatever she did, whatever she's done, how upset you are, how angry you are from her, you have no right really to tell her go home. And also she has no right to leave. She must stay with you. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you during this cycle, 3 cycles, that you may go to each other, you may solve your problem while she's home. And you, sister, you should not call your mother or father, tell him I am divorced. Let this problem between you and husband. all problems, sister, between you and your husband, you should not really, let anybody interfere between you. Many father, mother-in-law and father-in-law and mother-in-law, actually sometimes they cause more problem. My advice to the spouses, husband and wife, whatever problem took place between you and husband, don't let anybody interfere unless there is no solution. Then you go to the fourth solution I mentioned. You ask your father or mother, and you ask your father, mother, husband. They get together, and then you have solved. When you have used three, when you have finished the first three I said, and the fourth one, then you call your father or your brother or your uncle from your side as a wife, and you call also some relative from your side, the husband. When you have used the three solution first, regarding bed, and also advising her first, disregarding her in the bed, beating her slightly, gently, and then you can call. But any problem, my sister and brothers, don't let other people interfere. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَإِذَا بَلَغْنَا أَجَلَهُنْ. That means after they finish the iddah, she finished the 3 cycle. فَامْسِكُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ. If you want to keep her, it should be to be nicely, gently. You can keep her, but provided you become a gentle in a nice way. Or فَارِقُهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ. Or, okay, let them go. Again, nice, gently, politely. وَاشْهِدُوا ذَوِي عَدْلٍ مِنْكُمْ وَأَقِيمُوا الشَّهَادَةِ. وَاشْهِدُوا. That's what I said. If you want to keep her, you should bring 2 witnesses. I want you to witness that I want to take my wife back. Just because when you divorce her, you are not supposed to take her back unless you have 2 witnesses. You tell them, for your information, I have divorced my wife on that date, and she is divorced, but she's still in the 3 cycle. And I want to bring her back before she finish the 3 cycle. And they said, okay, we witness, Allah is the best witnesser. And they go, and you walk back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَوْفُوا بِعَهْدِ اللَّهِ إِذَا عَاهَدتُّمْ وَلَا تَنْقُضُوا الْأَيْمَانَ بَعْدَ تَوْكِيدَهَا وَقَدْ جَعَلْتُمُ اللَّهَ عَلَيْكُمْ كَفِيلًا إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. You have to fulfill the contract. You have to fulfill the contract, my brother. If your wife has written something on the wedding contract that I must work before you take her home, she said, I want to written in my contract, I want my husband not to stop me from working. And I want this to be written in my contract. And you as a husband, if you approve that, you must fulfill it. You don't wait until she'll come to your home and say, no. Yes, I said yes, but I changed my mind. It's not up to you to change your mind. Once you said yes in the contract, you must fulfill it. If she said, I want to study, and she said, this is my condition, yes, I will go, I will be as a wife to you, but please, when I go to your home, I want to continue my study. Now you said yes, and she's written in the contract, and after she come to your home, and then you said, no, I changed my mind, it's not up to you. If she said, I want what you call it in Arabic, mu'akhar, I want late mahar, or postponed mahar, mu'akhar. If she said, I want to written in the contract that you give me 100,000 rupees, 200,000 rupees after 2-3 years, and then if she asks for it, it is your responsibility as you must give her this money in case of divorce. Because some women, they protect themselves. They said, I want you to give me this money if you divorce me. I want 2.5 million or 1 million rupee or 500,000 rupee. If it's written on the contract and you approve it during marriage, if you divorce her, you must give her that money. You have to fulfill the contract as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. All right, my brother. I will just one more ayah and I will give you, inshallah, the time to ask question. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِن كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. This ayah is addressed to the husband. He said, if you just don't like the women, you may dislike something and it has too many beneficial things for you and you don't know. Many people don't know what's going to happen in the future. You may dislike her and you may hate her, but you don't know what is behind that. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. عسى أن تكرهون فإن كرهتموهن فعسى أن تكرهوا شيئا ويجعل الله فيه خيرا كثيرا. And again, I just finished my talk with hadith. Rasulullah ﷺ said, لا يفرق مؤمن مؤمنة يعني لا يبغضها إن كره منها خلقا رضي منها غيرها. That's mean, you should not really that if you dislike some of her manners, okay, does not mean that she completely bad. Every person has negative thing and has positive thing. You also as a husband, are you think you are perfect? You also, every human being is not perfect. We have positive things and we have negative. We have good things we do and we do bad things. Everybody. So you should evaluate before you divorce. Is she that bad in everything? Okay. If she is bad in the way she talks to you, if she shouts at you, but how she is doing with your children, how she is doing towards you, how she is doing to you, is she really disobeying you in bed? Is she really always causing problem? What about the children? What about the home? What about her relationship for about 10, 15 years? You gonna forget all this just because one mistake? I conclude my talk to give the sister some or anybody a question. Sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, inshallah, I believe we can open the floor for question and answers. Sheikh Hamood, are you ready to begin with question and answers? The first question will come from the brother's side, inshallah. We need the speaker to please state your name and your occupation and then briefly state your question.
Assalamu alaikum, Akhi Hamood.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Yes, brother, go ahead.
I am Sulaiman from Somalia. I'm a student. Sheikh, I want to ask you a question about meher. Yeah, in my country, normally our sisters, they ask, maybe sometimes they might forgive their meher. Sometimes they ask something like, she give condition like, she says that my husband should teach me Quran as a meher. Sometimes she say, I need a copy of Quran as a meher. So on such conditions, or is allowed in Islam?
The question was, in his country of Somalia, the sisters, inshallah, and mashallah, these are good sisters, they asked for the mahar, that you teach me Quran, or that you would give a mushaf. And they said, is this sufficient as a mahar?
Yes. Alhamdulillah. Did you hear that, sisters? Did you hear that, brothers and fathers? In Somalia, my brother said that in Somalia, the sisters, they said, I don't want you to give mahar. Just teach me the Quran and give me a mushaf. This is my mahar. And this has happened during Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is, yes, is approval mahar, and this is actually the most really golden, and this is a very good mahar, my brother. It is approved in Islam. Yes, you can get married just by teaching the sister mahar. And it's been done during Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam approved that mahar. Yes, brother. And mashallah, may Allah reward you all. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you for the question, inshallah.
Sisters.
And those sisters, inshallah, my sheikh calls them salihat, the righteous and pious women, and those are truly treasures of the world, inshallah. If you find one, inshallah, hold on to it. Sisters, inshallah, do you have a question?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. I read in one hadith that it is narrated by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh, the wife of Thabit bin Qais came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, O Allah's messenger, I do not blame Thabit for defects in his character or his religion. But I, being a Muslim, dislike to behave in an un-Islamic manner. If I remain with him, then on that Allah's messenger said, will you give back the garden which your husband have given you in mahar? So my doubt is, if lady wants to get khula from her husband, then she has to return back her mahar?
Yes, this is the question, sister?
Yes.
You talk about khula.
Yeah.
What does the wife should do if she wants to make khula?
Yeah.
Yes, sister. If she wants to insist to make khula because of the bad attitude or mistreatment of the husband or for any reason, yes, sister, Islam approve khula. This, if he gave you something. If he did not give you, don't give him one penny. If he gave you something, just give him what he gave you. If he didn't give you anything, you gave him nothing. Yes, khula, you gave him what he gave you. If he gave, like Rasulullah sallam, he said to one of the Sahabi, a woman came to Rasulullah sallam, she said, I don't want this person. And that person gave her a garden. He gave her a full garden of palm trees. So Rasulullah, he told this lady, the Sahabiya, told her, give him back his garden. And that's it. This is the khula. But if he did not give you anything, and I think this is what's happening in India. He doesn't give anything. No, after marriage, I think being told that after marriage, sometimes some husband, they give some, ring, earring, sometimes necklace, sometimes like this. If he gave you this, you just give him what he gave you. This is the khulu'. You don't give him more than what he gave you. Yes, sister. I hope you answered the question.
Thank you for the question, inshallah. We'll take another question from the sister side, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. This question is on behalf of another sister. A woman wants a khula from her husband. She has a valid reason to it, but the husband is not willing to give it to her.
Refuse to give khulu'?
He refuses.
What she do? You mean
Yes, so what should she do? She has a valid reason to ask for the khula.
First of all, sister, we don't, of course, encourage khulu'. I gave the answer to the sister because she asked, if shall I give him something? I told her, if he gave you, you gave him something. But concerning khulu', sister, divorce, we don't really advise divorce. But if you really insisted on khulu' and you give him what he gave you. But if he does not, sister, are you with me? You ask the question? You ask the question or somebody else?
Someone else.
Okay. Okay, sister. If you really want to have khulu' from him and he refused, I don't know about here in Chennai, what is the case, but in Saudi Arabia or in some Muslim country, there we have Islamic court. You can go to the Islamic court and the judge will give him khulu', whether he likes or not.
We have a Shariat court here.
I don't know what you do here.
So we have a Shariat court here. So if the Shariat court says that the girl is divorced, is it acceptable? The Shariat court is here in Chennai.
The Sharia?
Yeah, the Sharia court.
You have Sharia court?
Yes.
Okay, you go to Sharia court and then you tell him, I want khulu'. The judge will make khulu' whether he likes it or not. He will give you khulu'. Once the judge make khulu', you are divorced. Whether the husband approve it or not. You are not his wife anymore. Yes, sir.
Taking a question now from the brother side, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Myself Jafar Sheikh. My question is this: if the first divorce take place and without witness, husband and wife can come back, the witness is required? If the first divorce take place.
If the first divorce takes place.
Yeah. Without the witness, they can come back. Otherwise, the witness is compulsory.
Oh, I see. Okay, you mean in a case of divorce, reversal divorce. You call it talaq al-raj'a.
He divorced the wife, but there was no witness to say that he even divorced.
No problem. No. In divorce, you don't need witnesses. Unless it is, because divorce can take place between you and her at home. But I remember I said, there are conditions for divorce. All right? There are conditions. You have to be clean. But if you have divorced your wife in this situation, she was clean, and you did not have a sexual intercourse with her, your divorce is valid. No need for witnesses. Why you don't need for witnesses? No need for witnesses because you have 3 cycles. You have a chance of 3 cycles for her. You should not make witnesses now. You should keep it secret because you may take her back. But in the case of bringing her back, you need witnesses. Then you told them, those 2 witnesses, if you decided to bring your wife back, then you told them, I want you to know that I have divorced my wife at this date, on this day, on this month. Now I want you to know that I brought back. But when you divorce her, no need witnesses. You should keep it secret. You should but you as a Muslim, and she's a Muslim, she know that you divorced her. All right? But this is the reason that we have 3 months. Because may Allah open your heart for her and open her heart for you, and then you become back, husband and wife. But in the case of bringing, yes, you need witnesses when you bring her back. All right? I want to take the chance of this question, brother and my sister. I want just to give a warning to the husband. My brother's husband, think million or maybe 100 million, more than that. I want you to think, 100 times, million times, just as much as you can before you think of divorce 3 times. If you divorce her once, twice, think 100 times before you think of the 3rd time. Because after the 3rd time, she will not bring her back. She will not be back as wife until she is married to another person. حتى يذوق عسيلتها وتذوق عسيلته. Until he tastes her sweetness and she tastes his sweetness. That's mean unless they have sexual intercourse. The second man, once he's married to your wife, you cannot have her until he have sexual intercourse with her. And you, cannot have your wife until she's married. What guarantee for you as a husband when you divorce her 3 times that she will be back? You as a husband, can you stand really to see somebody else going to bed with your wife, even it is legitimate? Would you stand that? Can you accept this for yourself? This is your wife, she was with you at home. She has nobody in her life except you. Now because you divorced her 3 times, now you yourself, with your own hands, you gave it to somebody else. Because you cannot have her back until she married to somebody else. What guarantee that after she married, she may love that man and forget about you? What about those dozen children behind you? They will pay, they will pay, they will suffer. So I advise all husbands to think 100 times before you think of 3 divorces. And by the way, it is haram. It is haram, it is not lawful that you, because you know that she have to marry another one, you go and pay money to somebody. Please, this is, this is 1 million rupee. Please go marry my wife and divorce her tomorrow. Allah Rasul, he called this at-taysul musta'ar. This is the lone male goat. Like you are actually borrowing a male goat to do that. He described him the male goat. So be careful. Some people do that. Or not the husband, some relative, he by himself, he said, I know this family. I feel sorry he divorced his wife. You know what? I'm going to marry his wife just for 2 days and then I divorce her so she come back for the children. It is haram too. Under table agreement is haram in the 3rd divorce. Once you married legal married. No agreement, no money. She have to be normal marriage without interfere from your husband or any relative. This man, the 3rd man, the husband of the wife who married to her after the 3rd divorce, he has the full right to marry her normal without influence for anybody, and it's up to him to keep her or divorce her. Don't give him money. Don't try to, brainwash him or something like that. Yes, brother. You have any question? Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair for the question, inshallah. Sister, would you please state your name and occupation?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. This is a question from the sisters among the audience. She says, can a woman ask for separation from a man if he does not lead a righteous life?
No. No, sister. I don't advise that. Whatever the man do, I want you to postpone divorce. Whatever he does for you, postpone divorce. Don't think of divorce just from the first time, especially if you have children with him. Give him advice. Wait. Make dua for him. Call somebody he knows. He may advise him. Give him a time. I don't advise immediate divorce because divorce is a disaster. A divorce is a disaster for you as a wife, for you, for the children. I don't advise, my sister. Give him a chance. Pause. Wait. Make dua. Make dua. Let other people try to help him, to advise him. Call people they know him. Look for the keys. I told you the other day, every person in this earth has some keys. He has some people, they are like keys for him. Try to search for this kind of keys. Let him approach him. Let them talk to him. Call somebody who's righteous to talk to the husband. Remind him in the way. Remind him Allah. Remind him the fear of Allah. And this is the best. Before you think divorce. Sallallahu alayhi wa Muhammad wa alayhi wa sallam. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Spread the word, oh man. Spread the word of Islam. Oh, fortunate one. Paradise must be won. Paradise must be won. Each day and each night. Through darkness and through light. Cry it out to the